Hey, it's time for our weekly Mayor's Chat. Let's check in with St. Catharines Mayor Walter Sendzik. Good morning.
Good morning, Bob. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Oh, we have some important business to start with. An anniversary shout out
To my mom and dad. Their 60th anniversary, Bob. I couldn't be more proud of their achievements, and I'm here because of them. And I'm really proud of all that they've been able to do as a mom and dad and as a family. So,
well, I see where you
shout
get
out
your
to my
good
mom
looks,
and dad.
Walter.
Thanks, Bob.
How many siblings?
I got two brothers and a sister. So we had a nice little event this past weekend. Today is actually their anniversary.
Very
We
nice.
had a nice little event this weekend, and it was just nice to see everybody and beautiful to see the smiles on my parents' faces.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're very proud of Walter, the the mayor. Let's talk
As
about
long as
city
I don't,
business.
as long as I don't raise their taxes, they're good.
Yeah, kids these days. Yeah, hey, let's talk about the budget. So there was an open house last night, but also a telephone town hall thing on Tuesday that you were part of. So what questions were being asked the most, and where are we at in the process?
It's really about affordability. So we did a telephone town hall. We reached out to 30,000 households. We had about 11,000 households who picked up the phone. And then through the course of about an hour as part of the telephone town hall, we had about 600 plus people that stayed on and were engaged in the process. And we asked them to give us feedback, questions that they were able to provide on the telephone town hall, and questions around affordability. So making sure that whatever we do, we focus on the affordability of our community. We talked about housing in our community. We talked about homelessness. We talked about infrastructure. And some of these things, Bob, aren't really within the purview of the city itself from a taxation point of view, but it's really informative to see what people are thinking about when it comes to the affordability overall of living in St. Catharines, the cost of housing in St. Catharines, and some of the issues that communities across the country are facing, like the opioids and housing and homelessness. So it was really informative, and we've got some good direction coming out of that conversation.
Okay, as far as costs, water rates, did that come up?
Yeah, water rates came up as well, and people are conscious of that. And so for our budget, we have the capital budget, which is infrastructure. We have the water budget, and then we have our operating budget. And what we heard from all three in terms of be very fiscally responsible, but also make sure that you're providing the services that we expect. And so when it comes to the water rates, that's one of the most important things that we do is safe drinking water here in our community. And so we want to make sure that we're balancing the ability for our residents to pay the water rates, but at the same time, making sure that we're investing in our water infrastructure so that it's safe for our community.
Is there an estimate on a tax hike?
They were looking at, I'll be honest, Bob, staff came in at about 4.7%. And what we're looking at and working with staff over the next month is how do we get that to a more affordable rate? I will say that the rate of inflation today, if you look at it, is about 4.1%. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of pressure
way above
on the
normal
city as a corporation. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure points, and we have to be mindful of what we can do for our community, and at the same time, want to make sure that we're providing the services that people have come to expect.
Yeah. Hey, how's business going in St. Catharines with most capacity limits lifted? Are people returning to restaurants and such?
Yeah, I got to say, a Saturday night when you have an Ice Dogs game downtown St. Catharines, the restaurants are full. You see a lot of people moving around. We're getting about 3,000 people to an Ice Dogs game right now, and more and more people are comfortable coming into the Meridian Center. We got the First Ontario Performing Arts Center, which is now bringing in more musical acts, and so you're seeing the restaurants fill up. And that is really creating a new energy that's been missing over the last 20 months.
Oh, that's great. Because some of the mayors we've been talking to, there's been some hesitancy about families coming back to certain events or locales, I should say. But again, it's getting there, and it's nice to see that business in St. Catharines is getting capacity.
Yeah, when you look at the family side of it, you just got to make sure that the spaces that we're opening, and especially for restaurants and event spaces, that we have to be mindful that there's kids under the age of 11 still haven't been vaccinated. So we still have to provide that safe space.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do at our city facilities, is make sure that people are comfortable when they come in.
Hey, before we run out of time and get to the weather, the Halloween parade, it's Saturday?
Yeah, it's coming up Saturday, downtown St. Catharines. The Business Association is putting it on. I've got to figure out what I'm going to wear. It's either going to be either the mayor of Springfield or it's going to be Disco Stew, one or the other.
Oh.
Mayor Quimby.
Well, yeah, we definitely want pictures for our next chat.